Hey yo, Cheerios Mo's. Yeah, I'm gonna go to nature again. Later at some point. I feel a bit smug now. I think it's okay. I'm preparing my coffee. This is a really decent piece of kitchenry. And one part of drinking coffee at the moment, I'm not gonna... These are these Nespresso pods. I just use them because otherwise they would have been chucked away, right? I mean, it's not for advertisement, but I mean, I just like good things. What I of course dislike is that they come in plastic wrappings, but to chuck them away for that would also be really stupid. I actually thought I didn't want to record indoors anymore, but I also have to say that recording outdoors usually requires some form of preparation because, I would leave the house in the prospect of possibly hiking for a couple of hours, right? It's like, you have to prepare yourself for that because otherwise it won't work. And that's why I start my day with cardamom that I grind with a mortar and a pestle. And then I mix it with this oat soy milk barista. Sometimes I use simply, not sugar, but I have this stevia sugar now because, if you really use sugar, what you realize after a while, it's basically, I've never taken cocaine, but from what I know, cocaine would be like, which is enough for me, because I just have to look at the people who take it. It's basically the same. And I have then to make a conscious choice and say, do I want to feel like this? I've never taken codeine or how that's called, but I've heard Macklemore rap about it. And, something really gets you to a bad place where you feel like there's no escape. Then maybe you should just stop using that. So I've been a bit suspicious of tobacco and the habit of smoking in general. And sometimes people get really scared. For instance, yesterday I had a conversation with my mother and she was like, "You're not the son that I know." And then if you think about it, yeah, sure, man. I mean, she did that already before. It's like an act she puts up, so that she can tell herself that she's got something to suffer or to complain about, or to hide herself behind her worrying, I'm a worrying mother kind of thing. And then I literally have to sit down and tell her, because everybody knows that I smoke. Everybody knows. I've told them that I do mushrooms. I've told them. And it's not something that I do every day, but I've told them before. And every time they ask me, have you taken something? You say, yes. And it's incredible because my mother knows, but actually she doesn't. And do you know why? Because I've smoked before. But I didn't show her. Now I showed her. Look at me. I'm just doing my own thing, right? So you do your thing and I'll do my thing. And I think it's gonna work out all right. The first thing you have to do is peel the pod. And this is why you put it in here and then you take the mortar, or is that the pestle, who knows, And then you first break the pods open, and then you just have to kind of get the seeds out. That's what I was doing while I was talking to you. And maybe that's multitasking. So, also this morning, one of the first things I did was I smoked the rest of the doobie that I had left, which contained mint and sage and a bit of tobacco and cannabis. And it motivated me enough, because whether you want to or not, but it's heavy if you are being judged to such a degree by, let's say, your mother, because she's acting like all dramatic, because she likes to watch criminal movies. And so when you come there and you smoke, she's gonna be like, "You smoked. You're not the son that I remember." It's like, yeah, I know where you're getting this shit from, because you're watching too many stupid movies. And now you think that that's what I want for my own life. Or you think this is how life is. All dramatic. And I'm not quite sure where you're getting this from. I think you were always a dramatic child, if you know what I mean. And I know some people who are like this. Some women that you meet are like really dramatic. And there's also men that are really dramatic. It's like, "Oh, you did this to me, it really hurts." It's like, what the fuck you have to be so dramatic about? I mean, if something hurts, yeah, alright, it hurts, right? It's like, you hurt your fist, you know? You go running, and then you hurt your foot because you were barefoot, let's say, and you were driving it too hard. Then you injured yourself, but you were doing too many things that were painful, but you kept doing them for a long time. Then where are you gonna end up? Well, where are you gonna end up? Well, you just have to figure it out. Because wherever you're coming from, that's your place. I mean, you've started somewhere. You know, I don't want to romanticize it. You can call it a journey. You can call it an adventure. You can call it whatever. You know, who really gives a crap? Whatever you call it is not what it is. Because what it is, you know, as much as I like and love to see whatever is happening to me as an adventure, I can also see that, you know, it's a hack job. You know, it's a bloody war out there, an emotional war. I mean, we're struggling with our own fears here. This is not solely Putin against Germany or something, or against the USA. This is like, you know, how do I feel personally with all of this shit going on? I mean, I'm not the one that's creating this. They're doing this. I mean, who's there? I mean, like the people who, right? Who guide us. You know, they want to have war. I mean, I'm sorry if I say that, but I mean, Germany's acting like all holy and like Putin is real crap, but they're the ones that send the weapons instead of peace emissaries. You know, they could, right? Try to work for peace a little bit more, but instead, sure, you need money. Your system, I say that, is running out of resources. And so you're looking for ways how to get more. You know, I absolutely understand this. But why don't you just do a good job as a government and then let the people pay you because you're doing a good job, instead of like, I'm gonna force it out of you. That's all I'm saying. I mean, it has to be a choice to give what you worked for to the government. I mean, that's how I feel. I feel it has to be a choice. I'm just putting this into the Outlook already, so this can steep a little. And all these essential oils that these spices have. Spices, I mean, such as cloves, which are good also for the health of your teeth. Or maybe even your teats, who's to say? So there are no rules, is what I'm trying to say. There are no rules about, what's wrong, what's right. But you have to choose what works for you. And if it works for you to speak about things that you never experienced because you read a book once, that's you then. That doesn't work for me. I like to speak about things that I've actually experienced. I may read about something now. Now I'm gonna open it. This is intercision or something. Or maybe a cesarean section. I'm not quite sure if that's the term. It's a very fine cut. You have to be careful with this shit. Because if you drop it now, you better clean your floor then. If you still would want to enjoy your coffee. And then you realize, wow, there's actually just coffee inside. Of course, I don't know if they would mix something in there. But I think I have the feeling when I drink it, it tastes good. When I drink it, I have the feeling it's alright. I'm even craving it. Especially the yellow one. Which is a bit of a question mark. Because, I'm just happy that I have coffee, right? That's also one part of the journey, trying to demonize everything. And trying to see evil, My son is lost now, he's lost the way. No, man, he's just changing. Or no, ma'am, he's just changing. Or he's simply opening up to a different way of life. And you just have to get that. Because in a way, I'm gone. Because the life that I'm gonna lead maybe a little bit different from what you had in mind. So you either have to, come out of your hole and join, or mope about it. Because I'm gonna do it anyway, but I'm also gonna try to motivate you into still kind of working together. I work extra hard. If I feel like you're retreating into a hole, because you're going through I don't know what, then I'm going to show you that I know what I'm doing to a certain degree. It's okay if you're a little bit afraid that I'm gonna do something stupid, because sometimes I do stupid things. So your fear is then probably just your way to deal with it. But you don't have to be so overly dramatic about it, is what I'm trying to tell you. Which is why, I'm just gonna set firm boundaries. And when you act like, it's really bad that I do what I'm doing, then I'm gonna say, well, but I'm doing it. And what's the point of making it look so bad? Because if I'm okay with it, then that should be enough for you, right? And that's all I had to say.